Happy New Year. Look, welcome to the new year. I'm going to be honest with you. I can't really stand New Year's resolutions, but that's mainly because most people are going to bite off way more than they can chew. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 specific things you can do to start the year off right. Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mal Vodi with financiallypresent.com, your one-stop shop for financial and investment education. And today we're going to break down 5 easy things that you are able to do right now, whether it's the beginning of the year, the middle of the year, end of the year, it doesn't matter. You are able to do these 5 things, or just pick one thing and it'll do just as well for you to help you accomplish some goals that you've been working on or some things that you really wanted to change in your life. So without further ado, let's get it started. Number 1, cut back on social media. All right, so I know you've probably been trying to do this and it hasn't gone so well, but this is extremely easy to do, especially if you want to save money. And why is that? Because 2.5 hours per day is spent on social media for the average adult. Yes, the average adult spends 2.5 hours on their phone or some device looking at social media. So that means if you're spending that much time on any type of social media app, it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of these different platforms, their main revenue source is advertisement. And if you're being advertised to, odds are you will eventually purchase something. So if you're looking to save some quick money, it's to reduce how often advertisers are targeting you. Some people decide they can cut it off cold turkey. Other people might set alerts that show them how long they spent per day on the apps, so then they can cut them off. Figure out what works best for you. Maybe you just need to reserve a specific time of day to look at it, or cut it off completely. It really depends on your personality. You can find an accountability partner. There are many different ways to cut this out. My immediate recommendation would be to just cut the notifications off, or just delete the app altogether so that you're not just having to worry about it. And maybe decide to only look at it on a tablet or some other device, something other than your phone. That way, you're not regularly checking or finding that impulse to check. All you need to do is find a way to make it a little bit more difficult to access that app that so easily takes up all of your time. Number 2, I know that some people just don't like New Year's resolutions like me. And if you struggle with those, or you just don't like them, do this instead. I want you to take a Post-it or a sheet of paper. You're gonna write down your weaknesses, things that you know that you need to work on. Then I want you to put that in some type of space where you know you see it every day. It could be over your closet door or behind your bedroom door, before you open it in the morning. And paste your weaknesses there or tape it there. Then after that, I want you to write down all of your strengths and put that on top of your weaknesses. So tape it right over that. And then lastly, I want you to take some of your goals. They can be regular goals or financial goals, and tape that over the top of your strengths. So you're gonna have your weaknesses covered by your strengths, which are covered by your goals. Okay, so that goal right there, for example, you can have a goal of, I want to read a financial book, right? And the strengths that you may have is that you are diligent. You work hard and you don't give up. But your weaknesses are maybe you procrastinate. So ultimately, if your goal is to read a financial book, you know that if your strength is to continue things and see things through, then eventually you can do that and overcome some of the weaknesses, right? And some of the tools in financial books will help you with procrastination and so many other things. You can find some additional tips in my ebook, 100 Critical Tips to Building Generational Wealth. Number 3, I want you to use a budgeting app. Okay, so there are so many apps out there that help with automating some of your finances or just being more aware of where your money is going. And you aren't able to build wealth or manage your finances if you don't know where your money is going to. So some of the apps I recommend, and this is not a paid advertisement, it would be mint.com, ynab.com, so that's youneedabudget.com basically, or ynab.com, or honeydew.com. So that would be honeydue.com, and that app is used more for couples. But ultimately, all of these are different resources you can use in order to see where your money's going, and you'll be better poised to figure out how to invest in your leisure time, or have a vacation planned out, or be able to invest more. But ultimately, if you aren't able to measure things or see where all of these dollars are going, there's no way you can manage it. If you already use an app, that's even better, because you can actually go back and review the previous year and see what your activity was. So now you have an expectation for the next year or the new year, and see how you can adjust things and what works for you. Number 4, plan for the downtimes. Okay, and I'm not just talking about having an emergency fund. I do think that's necessary, but I'm talking about planning for when the market is down, or when your investments are down 20%, 30%. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna buy more of a specific investment? Are you gonna do nothing? Are you gonna sell an investment? What are you going to do? Think of it from this perspective. Ever since you were probably in daycare, you participated in fire drills. Kindergarten, elementary school, middle school, high school, I would say maybe even in college. Actually, they'd probably be real if they were in college. But ultimately, those were designed so that when the event actually happens, or an emergency actually happens, you don't hesitate. You move accordingly. You know what to grab, you know what to leave behind, and you exit the building. You need to make sure that when there are downtimes, because there will be, you know exactly what to do, and you'll be able to maintain your poise during those situations. Essentially, I'm saying you need to have that same mentality when it comes to your finances. Just do not allow yourself to be surprised when these events occur. And lastly, number 5, if it is too good to be true, it is. All right, this is something we've seen many times in finance, or just in other scenarios in life. But think about the person who's saying they have 1,000% return with cryptocurrency trading, or someone who day traded options for a month or two, and now that's their full-time job, or someone who's just getting these glorious returns on their investments without things that are really going to back it up. These are things to be very wary of, because the heartburn of AMC and GameStop, or trading cryptocurrency and failing, is still lingering for a lot of people. You do not want to be lured by the flashy things, or these high numbers and these returns, and being drawn in due to the fear of missing out. These can be a very slippery slope, especially for new investors, or even the most seasoned investors. We've seen a lot of people, whether they're new or not, be swindled because it was a wolf in sheep's clothing, and this wolf is always around. It just looks different from time to time. So you have to remember, if it's something that seems too good to be true, more than likely it is. There is nothing new under the sun. It's just going to change outfits. Look, as people, we have a tendency to look at the really flashy things, and we almost ignore some of the work, or the years, or the experience that it took to actually get some of the success or the results that people see. Or some people are just plain lucky, and they happen to be at the right place at the right time. And maybe they were an early adopter. So then when things are very popular or go viral, at this point, the masses know. Everyone knows, and the popularity, once it's too big, it is definitely too good to be true, and at that point, it's not a good deal. So you need to understand that the early adopters, sometimes they get away with one, unfortunately, and that's how things work. But it is your job as an investor to be vigilant about these things. So be mindful of all of the things that you'll see in the investment landscape, so that you can protect yourself as an investor. If you like this video, I want you to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the page, and turn on notifications so that you don't miss out on future content. And until next time, stay present.